A big factor in understanding anxiety as an adult is uncertainty or unpredictability as a child. So sometimes that's about other people's behaviour. So if there's somebody that's really unpredictable in my house, I'm probably going to be on eggshells a lot of the time, kind of needing to be alert as to what's going to happen and not be sure where I am. And I'll take that with me into adulthood. But sometimes it can happen with the circumstances around me. So for example, if there's illness in the family, odds are as a child, I'm going to be afraid of that. And I'm not going to be sure what's happening, and I'm going to be uncertain as to how it's going to work out. Now, as parents or as adults in that environment, we can think, well, what's the right thing to do? Should I talk to the kid about it? But I want to sort of protect them a little bit because it's scary, some of the stuff we're going to talk about. But the key message is anxiety thrives in the dark. Kids will worry about it. They will be thinking, how does this work? And they're still trying to make sense of the world about how things work as well. So what you might notice if there is illness and stuff like that, they might ask you about it. Is this going to be okay? Is this going to be okay? And you might want to give them reassurance by saying, yeah, it's going to be okay. And you'll notice it lasts for a short period of time until it comes up again, because you can't convince them. It's not fixed. So of course they're still going to worry about it. And what that can lead them to do is reach for things that seem from the outside more unusual. So more like ritual kind of behaviour. So things that just make me feel better. I can't tell you why, but if I do this in a certain order, it makes me feel better. Sometimes there's more of a thought process to it, which is, it's similar to kind of bargaining. You know, like if you didn't want to tread on the cracks when you were going to school, if you really wanted something to work out, you might say, please, can this just work out, please, and sort of make a little bit of a bargain, even if you don't believe in a higher power. Same thing. We all have done or do those things, but it gets ramped up if the consequences feel really scary. If I'm afraid for what's happening to a parent of mine or a grandparent of mine, I might reach for some more of those things. And that only builds in the dark if we don't talk about it. So while it might be scary or uncomfortable to talk to a child about the things that they're scared about, or to talk to them about what's going on, generally speaking, if what you want to avoid is them being sat with uncertainty and you want them to be able to express it, yeah, that might mean that they end up talking about quite grown-up themes. But what it won't leave them with is this kind of void of uncertainty, of not knowing what's happening or not knowing how it's going to work out. You might not be able to take away their anxiety, but if they're allowed to talk to you about it and you can engage them in that conversation, what it will give them is, well, I'm scared of it, but maybe it's okay for me to be scared of it. And I can directly address some of that stuff about there isn't anything any of us can do. And it's not your fault, because that is often what a child is sat with.